Good morning. Thank you for being here. All right. I'm here today to provide an update on the officer-involved shooting that occurred yesterday. On behalf of the Charleston Police Department, I want to share as much information as I'm able to at this time. As you all know, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division is leading the investigation into this incident. Any questions related to the investigation should be and will be directed to them. So what do we know so far? Yesterday at approximately 10 a.m., CPD officers responded to a report of a physical altercation between two men in which one was armed with a handgun. Upon arrival, officers encountered the individual at the scene, and during the interaction, one of the men presented and pointed the firearm. As a result, two of our officers discharged their service weapons, striking the armed individual. Officers on scene immediately rendered medical aid to the individual at that point, who was then transported to a local hospital. He was later pronounced deceased. No officers were injured during the encounter. The officers involved in this incident are Officers Anthony Vasquez and Officer Dan Slegel. Both are members of the Quick Response Squad within our Operations Bureau. Officer Vasquez has been with the department for 6 years, and Officer Slegel has been here for 5. Both officers are now on paid administrative leave as of yesterday. The deceased has been identified as 37-year-old Andrew Renard Williams. Now, I want to address additional context regarding this incident. We are aware of a video circulating from a bystander that shows a portion of the encounter. While I understand such footage can raise questions, it's important to note that the video lacks important context. As a result, I felt it was necessary to provide clarity into this specific instance by sharing part of the body-worn camera footage from the officers involved. Let me emphasize, these are excerpts, and the video was stopped a moment before the shooting occurs. I do this out of respect for the gravity of the situation and the fact that this is not just a critical incident, but a loss of life. A family is grieving, and we recognize that a loss is being felt. So with that, this is the second officer involved.
Hey, take your hands, show your hands. Hey, show your hands. Hey, show your hands. Hey, take your hands out of your pocket. Hey, take your hands out of your pocket. Hey, put the gun down.
As the chief of police, moments like this weigh heavily on me. This is a situation no one wanted. Neither our officers, our community, nor the family of the individual that was involved. Our officers faced a split-second decision in a very dangerous situation, and they are now to carry the immense weight of that moment. These incidents remind us of the challenges and significance of public safety work. And while I have the floor, I would like to thank the agencies that came out to assist us yesterday so there were no gaps in service. Thank you to the Charleston County Sheriff's Office for helping us with the calls for service immediately following this incident. And thank you to our neighbors at North Charleston and Mount Pleasant Police Departments for immediately offering to help with calls and being available. As we move forward, we remain fully committed to cooperating with SLED throughout this investigation, and we will continue to provide updates as appropriate. Thank you. And with that, I'll open the floor. Yes, ma'am.
How were your officers called to this scene?
It was a call for service through 911 Consolidated Dispatch.
And do you know who called 911?
I'll leave that up to the investigation. I don't want to trample on anything that SLED is going to be coming forth with. All that will be available as part of the investigation.
And do you know the relationship of the two men?
I will leave that up into the investigation. I won't dive into the investigation at all. You know, the purpose of this was to provide context and give you as much information as possible, but I don't want to deep dive into the investigation. We showed the videos for the community to have full context, but SLED still has to work this.
Was the other man at the scene detained?
Again, I don't have that information with me. That's something that SLED can provide during the course of their investigation.
Chief Walker, talk about the welfare of your two officers. They're stressed out, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. They're getting the support they need. They're doing as best as possible in the circumstances. Like I said, this is not something they woke up that morning and never thought they would be encountering. All right, but they're doing good.
All right, we're going to go ahead and end it there, but like I said before, if you have any other questions or need anything, you can follow up with me and we'll answer everything we can. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank you for coming.